Hello, Internet. It is I, the Malik Aaron, and welcome back to Box Office Predictions. Today, we are going to be talking about Old. So, as usual, we're going to be going over the pros and cons. So, let's get to it. Pro slash con M. Night Shyamalan. Oh boy, this dude has had quite the career, for better or worse. I mean, it started out really good. It actually scratched it. It started out great. I mean, he had Sixth Sense, Unbreakable, Signs, all were huge, huge hits and were well liked by the public. And it seemed like his career was going on a great trajectory. Like he was going to be one of the top names in all of Hollywood. That's what it looked like. But then he made The Village, which at the time was crapped on by a lot of people. But in recent years, it's gotten a lot more love. But after The Village, things just got bad. And I mean real bad. Like disaster bad. We're talking Lady in the Water, The Happening, Last Airbender, After Earth, all complete disasters of film. Particularly Last Airbender. That movie, I will never forgive Shyamalan for what he did to The Last Airbender, what he did to the show, because I love the show to death. It's my favorite show of all time, and he utterly destroyed it in every way possible, and I will never forgive him for doing that. And the other ones, The Happening, okay, that movie is funny, but it's still terrible. And After Earth and Lay in the Water, those movies are just straight up bad. There's no redeeming qualities about either. And for a while, Shyamalan was just like a punching bag, like by the internet. Everybody roasted him, mocked him, criticized him, hated him for years. Then he made the what was it the Visit in 2015, and that movie wasn't terrible. And people were like, "Wait, has he changed? Is he actually improving?" And then his next movie, Split, proved that yes, he was improving. That movie was well liked by a lot of people, including me, and it was a huge hit. Then he made Glass, and then he went downhill again because from what I've heard, Glass isn't very good at all, which is a shame because Unbreakable and Split, all three of those movies, like Unbreakable, Split, Glass, they're all part of the same trilogy, the same universe, and it just ended in disappointing fashion, which really hurts me. But yeah, like Glass, not good, and now we've reached Old. So this movie is either gonna thrive or die based off if Shyamalan's fans show up or if the public is willing to give a Shyamalan movie another chance. Okay? If they do, this movie might do okay. If they don't, this movie's gonna bomb hard. That's what I think is gonna happen. So yeah. Uh but that's like the pro slash con because both a positive and a negative. Like Shyamalan's name is it's definitely not for the good and it's not for the absolute worst. I mean, if we were talking 2013, it would be an automatic con, no doubt about it. But because he has proven he can make good content, I can't label it as a straight up con, but I can't label it as a pro either. So it has to be in between. But now to proper pros. Proper pros. I mean, it's the better of the two major movies that are coming out this weekend. The other one being Snake Eyes, a movie that I knew would be bad from the second it was announced because I thought it was a stupid idea. At least this movie's an original movie. It doesn't have to deal with. Well, I guess Shyamalan's name is a brand, so I guess it does have to deal with that. But you know what? It's still an original movie in a summer filled with franchise films, so at least it stands out a bit more because of that. So some people might find it a bit refreshing to see an original movie in theaters, even if it isn't the greatest. It's still better than nothing. So I guess we consider that a pro. Uh, What else can I consider a pro? I mean, horror in the pandemic hasn't done too bad. I mean, um, obviously, Quiet Place 2 has done the best out of all the horror movies. Conjuring 3 didn't do too bad. Forever Purge didn't do too bad. Escape Room 2 didn't do the absolute worst. So there is still an audience for horror movies out there, clearly. So that might help it. And when it comes to direct competition, does The Green Knight count? No, that's more of a. No, I don't think that counts directly. Because I don't think so. It might. But if we're talking pure, like 100% horror movie, there won't be one in the marketplace until August 13th when Don't Breathe 2 comes out. But that's like, what, 1, 2, 3, yeah, 3 weeks away. So it has plenty of time to make money. So, yeah, I guess we consider that a pro. Cons. Some would say there's too much horror in the marketplace, especially in the past few months. I mean, as I've already said, Quiet Place 2, Conjuring 3, Forever Purge, Escape Room 2. That's four. Four. Granted, they're all sequels, but they're still horror movies. And having like that many in such a short period of time, I mean, Quiet Place 2 came out late May, and then Conjuring 3 came out in June, and then July we've already had Forever Purge and Escape Room 2. That seems like a little too much in a short amount of time, and that could potentially kill a lot of interest in horror movies unless the horror movie is truly worth seeing, and I don't think this movie is that film that is worth seeing. At least, I mean, I'll watch it because it's M. Night Shyamalan, but it doesn't mean everybody else will. So yeah, horror saturation, that's definitely a con against this movie. Uh well, I guess another constant reviews aren't, I mean, they're not terrible. I mean, we're not talking happening level bad or airbender level bad. Like that it's not that severe, but it's not great. Last I checked it was like a 57% on RT Rotten Tomatoes, which is not worth celebrating at all. So that could hurt the film a bit, especially if it does terrible with audiences. Because from what I've heard, this movie has the potential of pissing audiences off, and if that happens, this movie's gonna have no legs at all. It's just gonna die a quick death. Like good debut or not, it's gonna die a quick death. So yeah, I guess we consider that a con. Reviews aren't very good. uh, I guess another con is that, well, next weekend isn't too bad regarding highly anticipated movies. The first week of August, though, we got the Suicide Squad. That movie's gonna eat up all the attention and thus potentially kill every other movie that's in theaters right now. Well, at least that will be in theaters by the time Suicide Squad comes out. Like, yeah, that could be a serious issue for old. Not to mention, it has 1, 2, 3 horror movies back to back to back. Like, geez, in August. So this movie's got no time to breathe after once August starts. So that's definitely a con. And last con, obviously, pandemic is going to hurt movie sales, obviously, especially with this Delta variant. That might, it won't, I don't think it will necessarily come to effect this weekend, maybe a few weekends from now, but it's still something to look out for. Like it really is. So, yeah. Uh, but I guess it's prediction time. Opening weekend. I'm going to go with 15 to 20 million. That's where I'm most comfortable with this movie. Uh, but when it comes to overall, 30 to, no, yeah, yeah, 30 to 40, probably just 40. Actually, scratch that. just 40. I'm thinking it might reach that, but I'm only saying that if the movie does piss audiences off and gets like really toxic word of mouth, it might have the chance to do better. It could overperform for all I know, right? Like anything could happen. But as of right now, I'm sticking with 15 to 20 opening weekend, like I don't know, 30 to 40 million total, maybe a little more than that. But yeah, that's where I'm going with Old. So yeah, that's Old. Now the final movie we're talking about this weekend is Snake Eyes. Not looking forward to that. The next week we got Green Knight, Jungle Cruise, Stillwater, and then that's the end of July. So yeah. But anywho, that is it. That is all. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, share the whole drill. Want to check out more videos like this? Got playlists on the homepage of all previous prediction videos I made this year, all the major movies. We're talking. Shoot, I forgot. We're talking Quiet Place 2, F9, Black Widow, Godzilla vs. Kong, Boss Baby 2, uh, Mortal Kombat, Demon Slayer, Ray and the Last Dragon. I'm just throwing names out at this point. But if you want to watch any of those, Space Jam 2, how can I forget that? If you want to watch any of those and any other prediction videos I made this year, you can go right ahead. There's also the canceled series where I go over all the movies that were supposed to come out but didn't for obvious reasons. Because of this Delta variant, there is a chance. I'm not saying there's a high chance, but there's still a chance that the canceled series might start up again, which scares me a bit. But obviously, we won't know anything until it actually happens. But still, I have a sneaking suspicion I might be bringing that series back. But if you want to check out any of the past canceled videos I made, all 71 episodes up to this point, you can go right ahead. That way you're up to date on what's going on with all these movies. There's also box office recaps where I go over the box office results for any particular month. The July recap will come out first week of August. That's guaranteed. But if you want to check out any of my past recap videos, you can go right ahead. And other than that, yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out. Goodbye.